Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to MHF, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic evening. Hope you guys are having an absolutely incredible day. Today we're going to be reacting to all the games. As you guys know, on MHF we promised you entertainment. We promised you to deliver on this Euros right here. Just as international competition doesn't mean we're going to shut down the channel. You know, we're here to give you guys entertainment. We're here to give you guys conversations. We're here to talk to you objectively about everything that happened today, because there's a lot to discuss. Obviously, the Slovenia-Denmark game, even though it ended 1-1, was quite entertaining. Of course, England have the most boring game of the day, but there's a lot to unpack from the England game, which we will be starting with. And Netherlands scrape past Poland towards the end. So, yeah, there's a lot for us to discuss. Big up to every single one of you guys. This is you watching us. I want you to just hit this X button right here, hit this like button right here. See, 425 people watching, only 59 likes. That's some Darwin Núñez shit right there. It's Copa America hasn't started yet, you guys. I want you all to start moving more clinically, you know, just like Wout Weghorst in front of goal. You get me? Just like Alvaro Morata, just like Fulkrug. The day of the target man is back, baby. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Big up, of course, to Mo, my host, as per usual. Footy Judge Mo is in the description. This is Football is in the description. Go subscribe to both channels. Link right here, posted by Nawaf as well, in case you're meeting us for the first time over here on MHF. And now, let me introduce today's panelists. First of all, Southgate's biggest hater on this whole planet. And I'm actually really excited to hear his opinions on today's game. It's no longer the winter, but he's here to surf in the summer, the Euro summer. Man like Andrew is in the building. How are you doing, Andrew, man? You good?
I'm all good. I'm all good, guys. I'm here to talk about great games today. Let's do this. Let's do this. Euros. Let's go. Let's go, Euros. Euros.
Big up, Andrew. And joining Andrew as well, he went from top red to top white now. You know, he's wearing the white kit as well because he's supporting England. He was saying, God save the king, with all his lungs today as soon as the game started. My favorite Liverpool fan. It's actually a shame that I didn't get to work with him a lot this season. We're definitely going to bring it back next year, you know. As soon as there's any depressing news, he will be on. Joining us on the channel is the man, the myth, the legend. Man like Rax is in the building. How you doing, Rax, man? You good?
I'm good. I'm good. A few points of correction. I'm at least a big hater of Southgate, as Andrew is. This is grey, not white. And the fact that you associate me with depressing times at Liverpool is a sad, sad indictment, because I'm supposed to be the positive guy, and yet whenever there's therapy sessions to be had, so all of a sudden me and Husam are back in contact, and we're on streams. As soon as Liverpool are doing good, nothing, tumbleweeds everywhere. So yeah, I'm glad to be back on the stream with Husam, Mo as usual, and with Andrew as well. It's always a pleasure. So thanks for having me, guys.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much for joining us. And listen, we're gonna get straight into it. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing in the chat. As we said, we don't want to keep stopping the video to say like and subscribe. We're approaching 6K subscribers. We're only 180 subs away. If you haven't yet subscribed, do hit the subscribe button. Do like the video, all that good stuff. And I want to start with Rax, the England game. We're gonna start with the thing that's most fresh in memory, the England game. Talk to the people. What did you make of that game against Serbia? 1-0, obviously, Bellingham winner.
I mean, it's a Southgate masterclass, isn't it? But that's not really saying much. It's just we did enough to win against a minnow team. But I mean, you're saying it's the freshest thing in our minds. I barely remember anything of the game. It was so dull. I actually, honest to God, I fell asleep during the second half. It was for a short period of time, granted, but it just... Look, I said this a while back. I really like the players of this England team, of this England squad. I think there's a lot to be positive about moving forward. We have, for the first time in a long time, in the last few years, I'd say, you know, a young, dynamic, attacking, front-footed team, or at least players who can play in those styles, because most of them play that style for their clubs. So we know that they're capable of doing that. And I don't want to say this is all down to Southgate, because we've seen it with other England managers in the past. But I think with other England managers in the past, sometimes you could argue they didn't have the players to play that style. We know that England have the players to play this style. And that's why I just feel like it's just boring, it's dull, and it's a missed opportunity that we're struggling to even put together decent performances. And I know that people say first game of the tournament and all this kind of stuff, but actually this is more symptomatic of his entire reign. And if this was his first tournament, or he'd played like 5 or 6 games and he was a New England manager, I don't know. He's been England manager for like over 4 years now. I don't know. Maybe look, if England win the tournament, sure, it doesn't really matter, right? Because it's been so long that England haven't won anything. But it's just a bit meh.
Andrew?
So that's
okay, so I thought the first half we played well for a big bulk of it. I thought down the right-hand side, especially I thought Trent played very well, especially the first half in midfield. I thought the right-hand side was really clicking. There was nothing going down the left at all. Even Foden didn't want to stay on the left. He wanted to drop inside, and we've got a right-footed left back. So everything was down the right. Good play, good passing. I thought Bellingham header was very good, very brave. So first half, I had no real issues. In the second half, all the Serbia manager had to do was double up on Saka, and our outlet was gone. I mean, that was the whole thing. I mean, Saka didn't get the ball so much in the right half. I saw him on the left for part of the game. He went to the left-hand side to try and get the ball, and it was like his subs lacked. I mean, I was calling out for players to keep the ball, get the ball, and then you bring on Conor Gallagher. I don't understand that substitution. I needed people to keep the ball, so bring on a Mainu, bring on a Palmer, something like that. Just something to change so we can keep the ball for a few seconds. I don't know how Foden stayed on the pitch for the entire game. I just don't know how he did that. He was completely. I mean, I heard Hunter saying that he thought Bellingham was selfish. I thought Foden was selfish in that first half. Every time he started to dribble like that for needlessly, instead of like
Foden was fish stinky.
Yeah. And then Kane, you can tell.
I knew you'd laugh about that.
Kane hates being a number 9 now. I've just realised this, right? He hates being a number 9. He wants to be a number 10. He wants to drop deeper and play the ball. He hates being a number 9 now. And that's the problem going. I've said whoever the next England manager is, they should just drop Kane instantly, because I think it'll be hazardous to this team. I don't think Kane works with this team at this moment in time. The way it's set up, I don't think it works. I think they should like a Real Madrid and put Bellingham a bit up top and then just work the others with him and just do something like that. But the second half, we needed change. I thought Gurhey, Rice, and Stones were great, and Walker. Actually, all of them were great defensively. I thought they were great defensively. I was a bit shaky about Pickford because he seemed to want to come out and punch everything. Or attempt to do so.
He was shaky low key, by the way. He was.
Yeah. That punch was it wasn't even like he was stretching for that punch as well. Do you see that?
Unnecessary is how I describe it. No need to
coming out trying.
No need.
Unnecessary. But I think I honestly think we would, against better sides, we would have got punished even more today. I like the Serbia coach's guts. He took Mitrovic off and put Tadic and Jovic on, trying to go for it. I mean, I think we would have lost against Poland today if we played Poland today, the way we were playing. But we just seemed to, every time, in the second half, because Kane was dropping back, everyone else was dropping back. You noticed that? Everyone else, and then we were just lacking any outlets. And then his substitutions were just, I mean, I thought he was bringing on, my thing was when he brought on Mainu, I thought he was going to have Gallagher go up like he does for Chelsea and just like be that. But he didn't. He actually had Mainu further up. It was just very confusing, But a win's a win. Unfortunately, it's a win's a win, so we move on. We're probably into the next round anyway, because you only need to really win one game in the groups now, don't you? Really, and then you're through to the next one. But he needs to sort this thing. I don't think this team works the way it is right now. It's set up. It's fine being bold and brave and putting all these players in, but today was like Foden was a fish out of water. Kane was like.
But I disagree with you.
Kane's greatest stats will be defensive. It won't be offensive today. Do you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get the agenda.
It doesn't apply today because you're gonna get past this group. You just said something that's true. All you need is 3 points.
I'm not worried.
Let's be respectful. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia. You're gonna get 3 points. Let's cut the crap here. Like Rax and myself could be manager, and we're still getting 3 points. Like let's not do this whole thing. Like it ain't no tough group. It ain't no group of death. It ain't none of that shit. It's one of the easiest groups in the whole. My thing is the following. I I'm not the type of guy to pile on managers. Rax was there last season, the whole year, when people were like Klopp out and Klopp this and Klopp that, and I was the one that defended the manager consistently. Andrew was the guy this whole year fighting me for Pochettino. After watching that first half from Gareth Southgate, I was willing to come here and on the football terrace, big up to Terry for the redirect, and just apologize. I was ready to apologize. I was like, you know what? No more Maguire. It's Guehi and Stones. He's cooking. Trent is starting in midfield next to Rice and Bellingham. He's cooking. He's playing both Foden and Saka together. He's cooking. But as soon as England go 1-0 up, all it takes is for England to score one goal and just go 1-0 up, and they all go back into their shells of cowardice over and over and over again, and just never changes. Today was a replay of the Euro 2020 final. Cooking the shit out of Italy. Score the first goal, boom, park the bus, defend. If England wanted to go for it today and went for it and played attacking football, they would have slapped Serbia by 4 goals today. Easily, just like that. Because every time they wanted to attack, they attacked. They attacked really well. They got him behind. Trent and Saka were saucing down that right-hand side. Rice had a very good game. Bellingham was cooking. With Harry Kane, I think there needs to be an instruction at this point to not drop deep. Because here's the thing. At Spurs, the reason why you dropped deep is they didn't have a 10 when he started dropping deep. You had Son on your left, and you had whoever the hell on your right to basically create chances for as well. To create chances for as well.
The other Swedish guy. What's the Swedish guy?
Kulusevski. You look at Saka, Bellingham, Foden, Trent. That's all the creativity that you need. You need to be playing like an old school forward. How Morata did for Spain, how Fulkrug did, even how Weghorst did today. All of these players are levels below Harry Kane. But we're talking about the way you operate on the football pitch. If you're Harry Kane today, why are you dropping deep when Bellingham's behind you? Why are you dropping deep when Trent is behind you? Why are you dropping deep when Saka's to your right, when Foden's to your left? You know you're going to get chances created. And look at Jared Bowen. As soon as he came on, all he done was a very simple run, cross, header at the back post, almost scored the second goal. Just like that. There needs to be an instruction. And my problem is that sometimes you have to look at the bigger signs. And this is what I did with Liverpool this season. I looked at the bigger signs. When the likes of Mo were like, oh, Liverpool are favourites, I'm like, Mo, I'm looking at the signs. Do I trust Nunez and Diaz to finish off these chances when I need it? The answer was no from me before it happened, and it ended up not happening. Sometimes you need to look at the signs. Okay, today it was Mitrovic, it was Tadic, it was, bunch of good players for Serbia, nothing amazing. Now let's replace them with Griezmann, Mbappe. Let's even replace them with Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, Morata. I'm not even going to go the best of the best. Let's replace them with Havertz, Leroy Sané. And it's a completely different game because there was no need for England to do that. And Southgate's biggest problem, before I hand the mic over to Mo, is the following. Once again, he shows the whole world he's way more worried about what the opposition can do to him over what he can do to the opposition. This game today could have ended 4-0 to England with ease, without breaking a sweat. They could have controlled possession. Instead, they relinquish possession, allow Serbia to attack, turn into a counter-attacking team with their striker dropping deep in a counter-attacking system, which will never work because it's counterproductive. And this is where the issue lies. Had England had Arsene Wenger as the manager, play offensive football like he did 10 years ago, I think they could have won this Euros invincible. That's how good the team is. That's how stacked the team is. That's how talented the team is. But instead, you have to watch this crap. And this game right here is the biggest indicator why England will not win the Euros. Because as soon as they come up against...
Sam,
I would say...
Look. Hang on, right, sorry. Sam, do you know what you just reminded me? You know how England needs to play Harry Kane? Like France played Giroud in 2018.
Exactly.
He didn't score. He didn't score, but he was effective in creating spaces for others to score and play well. Because otherwise, you said it right. What is the point in Harry Kane dropping deep when you've got Foden there, you've got Bellingham there? Even he was going out wide as well. Part of that second, I was like, what is the point? You're supposed to be in the middle. That chance you had was perfect. It was good, great save. But that's what we need you to do. Just be the target man. You can do that in Germany. That's fine. Because Bayern don't really. Sometimes don't play with him, but you can't do that for England when we're having.
Firmino dropped deep because Salah was on the right and Mane was on the left.
Yes.
But why is Kane dropping deep when he's the best goal scorer of the front three? This is the thing that makes no sense.
He's the spearhead. That's what he is. Yeah. He's the target man, workhorse. Because you don't know, because Bellingham, as you see, Bellingham today was up and down. He was doing both sides of the pitch. He was doing both sides of the game very well and effectively. All this like rubbish about him being selfish, absolute horseshit. He was doing everything for that team, everything. And Kane was just, like you say, his best stats today were defensive. They weren't offensive.
You know,
His
we're saying about
was clearing his best part today. Kane's best part of his game today, apart from the header that went off the bar, was when he cleared it. They had a shot in the second half. He sort of cleared it. I think Pickford would have saved it.
I'm gonna burst people bubbles a little bit. Couple of things.
Hey, that's what Mo does.
We're looking
Like and subscribe, chat. Get ready. Yes, Paul.
We look at the manager, yes, but I actually think, looking at this, because we are Premier League fans and we all watch the Premier League daily, we are just religiously invested in the Premier League. We think that these players will perform at international level, sometimes as good as we watch them day in, day out in the Premier League. But I'm looking, they played all right, but I'm just going to do this again. Phil Foden today receives the ball, and I'm going to start with him for one reason, because he's the player of the year. So it's fair enough to start with him. So there are two players on the pitch today that received player of the year in the arguably the highest two ranked leagues in the world.
Yeah.
So Jude Bellingham, player of the year in Spain.
It's not arguably, it's facts, by the way, Mo. Carry on, it's facts. Not arguably.
And Phil Foden, who won the player of the year in the English Premier League. Every time Jude Bellingham got the ball, he looked direct. He looked like he has intent. He looked like he knows what he wants to do. Pass the ball, ran to the 18, or pass the ball to receive it again, was everywhere on the pitch. That is someone that plays for Real Madrid. Well, Phil Foden, with all due respect, he received the ball so many times in spaces. And instead of turning and facing the opposition, he would pass it back. And instead of trying to create something, he was very, very... And it's not down to the system or anything. It's down to the confidence that he has playing for the England national team. And I think it's all about the talent. We saw it in the Premier League, but also why you aren't creating enough. By the way, everyone that said that Phil Foden played to the left side, he wasn't actually. Kieran Trippier and Bukayo Saka, they were the touchline wingers today. Every time Trent played a diagonal cross, it was for Trippier, it wasn't for Foden. And every time Declan Rice or Trent played to the right side, it was for Bukayo Saka. So basically Foden was playing behind the striker a little bit to the left, yes, but he wasn't a touchline winger, and he didn't create anything. And I'm gonna say Trent Alexander-Arnold, both of you Liverpool fans, I said something on the terrace the other day, and I want to get your opinion on this, that I think that Trent could be the Toni Kroos, the Pirlo. Yes, on the ball he's good, but only when he's facing the field. Positionally, Trent at 25 years old, he doesn't know where to stand in the midfield when the opposition is pressing, by the way. He was a passenger when the opposition is pressing. He wasn't an option like Declan Rice or Jude Bellingham. And we saw that one time when he received the ball with the back to the field. Yes, it's one time, but it's an indication of this kid was never taught, was never coached to receive the ball with his back to the goal, because he's a right back. Normally the fullbacks, if people played football, fullbacks always receive the ball facing forward, always. The wingers are the people that receive the ball with the back to the goal, and the six. Everyone else on the forward, everyone on the pitch receives the ball facing the field. This is why Trent, he needs a specific plan for him to always receive the ball facing forward, because just go look at the stats and go look at the game. Trent delivered 6 diagonal balls successfully, by the way, but when he was receiving the ball facing forward. While Declan Rice, he's the one who's facing the opposite, his goal. This is the hardest part about, we look at the talent, but they didn't show me enough talent today. And I'm sorry, yes, on paper, Bukayo Saka is the one that showed me the talent today. Declan Rice as a defensive midfielder.
Actually, Saka showed more talent than he shows for Arsenal.
Exactly, today. Why? Because Saka played the same game he used to play before he was marked one-on-one all the time. And by the way, Bukayo Saka today played in one of the most physical guys. That guy, Pavlovic, on the left side. This guy's a monster, by the way. Like, the physicality today, he didn't give Saka an inch, but Saka showed level.
And I know this is going to rattle people more, but I just want to say one sentence. This is exactly why Saka's better than Palmer. Because you see how Saka operates in space. If you give Saka... No, there's not even agenda. If you give Saka space to operate and you let him cook, you see what happens today. This is exactly why Saka is so much better than
Jude
Palmer.
Bellingham.
Palmer
then
had
if
the
you
space
go-
to see at Chelsea.
Yeah,
But then if
Saka
you
guy
double up on
facing
him,
the guy,
you take him out
the
the
guy
game.
Saka today, cooked every time he was able to turn, he cooked the guy, had the guy on toast. The guy didn't know what to do. The turn, the coming inside, and everything there. So to be honest with you
Not
guys, we
second
think
half.
that this team is very talented, but I'm looking at them today. They had the chance to show us what they're capable of. I agreed with what Igal said on the football terrace. He was bold. He played Phil Foden inside. He played Jude Bellingham, right? He played Trent in the midfield, and he played three at the back. The only decision today, and I'm gonna let you talk, Crack, but just the only decision today that I take against him is playing Kieran Trippier as left wing back. You could have been more bold in that decision. He was worried, but everyone else, three at the back, Foden inside a little bit from that left side. Basically, Kieran Trippier tried to do what Gavardiol does for Manchester City, right? He was trying to be, but he doesn't have the left foot. He's only a right-footed player. But I think, to be honest, today, Jude Bellingham did everything. Harry Kane, 2 touches in first half. That's shameful for a player with his quality.
Drop deep merchant
You guys
today.
know he caught 1 pass, right? In 45 minutes.
Yeah,
1 pass.
one pass.
The problem with this thing about Igal, when he said, "Oh, Southgate was bold," he was bold with his choice. Ultimately, bold with your choice is irrelevant. It's what you do when you're on the pitch. And unfortunately, the person who comes up with a plan on how to deploy your boldness, putting players on the pitch in itself isn't bold. You have to tell them what to do. You have to come up with patterns of play. You have to come up with a structure. I remember Klopp's first game against Spurs. Klopp came in, and without even a training session with the guys, he came in, he told them basically the players what to do. And within one game, they were playing, not 100% like a Klopp team, but you could already see patterns of play, identity, the very, very basic rudimentary identifying factors of a Klopp team, the high press, the energy. You can put all these players on the pitch, but ultimately you as a manager have to give them the license to do what they need to do. And this is why I think Southgate, what's the point?
Rack, do you think the only player that could have
Go
played that left wing back for Trippier, and I'm just gonna be here honest, is Chilwell. The only guy that can play that role, Chilwell, going forward. The only guy, or maybe Luke Shaw, but Luke Shaw is not on the, for some reason he's injured, and Chilwell is not. You needed a left-footed guy on that side to go forward, but he didn't have that guy, like a DeMarco, someone like that, like Chilwell, like Robertson could have done that job. Putting Kieran Trippier there this is why a lack of options. Maybe Tarek Mitchell could have played that job on the left side.
I can't blame a whole dismal performance where you've got 10 other players on the pitch just on the fact that Kieran Trippier is there and he can't.
Because that side was dead, Rack. It was dead.
No, but more Rack
I
replied to your point perfectly.
What I'm saying, you go.
There's a difference between being bold with player selection and bold with style.
Trent in the midfield is bold, isn't it?
No, but that's not the point, Mo. The problem is England before going 1-0 up versus England after going 1-0 up. This is the biggest problem. In literally, this is the biggest sign of like a coward I've ever seen.
But I'm gonna tell you, every time England, to be honest with you, I actually think yes, he dropped deep. Every time the ball went to Foden, went to Declan Rice, went to Trent, they paced it forward. Every time, by the way, the ball went for them for the second ball, they just cleared it forward, and Harry Kane couldn't do anything. This is the reality, guys. Instead of them taking it down and playing the passes to get out of the press, like what all the big nations do, by the way, they didn't. They paced it forward. They played it long, hoping that they'll fall to somebody. Why? Did you guys see the clearance that they cleared the ball to a throw-in? Right?
Yeah,
what is the talent that you guys are showing us?
That's true. But there was a point in the second half. Foden cleared the ball like he was on a team that was 10 man and
like Everton. He's playing at Everton at Goodison Park.
He's never done that under
1-0.
Pep. He's never cleared it. He's never cleared that ball while Pep in his entire life. But that was the point.
Declan Rice. Why is Declan Rice clearing the ball from his area instead of playing from the back through the press? Why are you hoofing the ball forward to the goalkeeper? And you're gonna tell me that's on Southgate? You receive the ball, work it. Pass the ball. Where is the talent? Where is the 1-2s to get out of the press? Why do Man City get out of the press? Why do Arsenal? Why do Liverpool with Van Dijk and Trent get out of the press. Why they couldn't do that today? By the way, it was very obvious. Serbia in the first half, hoofing the ball after England scored, hoofing the ball. Second ball forced to an English player. What do? Get it back to the Serbs to start over again. That happened after minute 30, and that
Like they
happened
wanted to counter-attack, basically.
Bro, what are you doing? And Harry Kane couldn't get a sniff until the last 10 minutes when he won a couple of free kicks. This is what people fail to see today. They got the second ball, the English players. You have Trent, you have Jude, you have Declan Rice. They're hoofing it forward. This is on the players, by the way, to play out of the press, by the way. It's on the players, people, to get out of the press of the Serbs.
No, but most certain things, you are right. It's on the players. But when you're talking about style and the fact that all players, you could see, and by the way, let me just say something. Body language is the biggest thing that just indicates everything for you. The reason me and you had Liverpool conversations this season, the reason why I've told you before, after the Crystal Palace game, I don't count anything, is because as soon as the whistle went at Anfield, 1-0 to Crystal Palace, you could see all the players' heads dropped. They themselves didn't believe. When the full-time whistle went, they were all like, yes, and all they were celebrating, like they just accomplished a miracle by beating the mighty Serbia with 0 World Cups, with 0 Euros, with 0 history in this competition whatsoever. And they were out there, oh yeah, you could tell that these are instructions from the manager. Let me hypothetical. Momo, one second. Let me finish.
Clarify.
Okay, I'll clarify what I mean.
Is this instructions to clear the ball from your own area or play from the back and take risks?
100%. Because Foden, Stones, even Trippier to an extent, Kyle Walker, Trent, Rice, Bellingham, Kane, and Bukayo Saka all
even
play for
he plays now under a progressive manager at Crystal Palace.
All of them play for possession-based teams. You're telling me they can't pass the ball around?
They were scared. This is the difference between
but how do you? But isn't that an indicator that that's instructions?
If you're telling me that Southgate told Foden to clear the ball like this, going up 100 yards up in his area, bro?
Yes, because if Southgate told Foden keep it on the ground,
Rice wants to play ball forward to the
if
goal.
he told Foden keep it on the ground and let's play possession football, he would have done that.
Mo, do you think if Jurgen Klopp took over England tomorrow, our next game, we would play in the same way?
No, maybe not. Absolutely not.
There you are, then.
I'm going to tell you what. I actually don't think that Jurgen Klopp is going to tell the guys to drop deep. He's going to leave 3 guys at the back and move forward.
Yeah, gung-ho football, which would actually work for England because they'd win every game 4-0 with that.
At the game, you have the Phil Foden and Declan Rice, right? And Kieran Trippier created a triangle on the left. The guys kept passing the ball until he went to Gay and he cleared it forward to no one. Like, what are you doing? Why is this? What is this? Bro, they passed it. They created a triangle. Pass. The ball went to Gay on the line. He cleared it. And the guy from Serbia started all over again. I'm like, what are you doing? Build it. Big switch.
But haven't you debunked your own point that it's instructions then?
I don't think it's that much instruction that he told them to hoof the ball. He's definitely didn't tell them.
I think England are one of the most ill-prepared teams in this tournament because he just literally switched it up with 2 games to go. That's what he did, and he can do that. But this guy dropped. Did you what Maddison said when he was dropped from the squad? Southgate dropped him and then said, "Oh, but you're starting the next game, the friendly against Iceland." Like, why? Why is that? This guy? He's literally trying to put square pegs in round holes.
The Gallagher thing didn't make any sense. If you put Aubameyang there, he would have controlled the ball. That didn't make any sense. Subbing Saka off when he was the outlet. Okay, subbing why is Foden to be honest with you, and I'm gonna say this, guys. Saka today had a better first touch than Phil Foden.
He did.
Better control. Everyone on the internet over the past month is like, but Saka's first touch is shit.
City players outside the Pep system. Surprise.
Who said that last season, Husam? Who said that?
Surprise.
Even Rodri.
Oh, look who the ones who perform. The one who doesn't have Pep Guardiola holding their balls.
No, they played a diagonal. Gay played a freaking.
Hey, you know what I mean.
Gay played 70-yard diagonal ball to Saka under pressure. Left foot, put it down, dribbled inside, created an attack. He didn't fall on his face.
Mo. Who did Foden remind you of today? You know, pass back. Who did he remind you today? He reminded you of Grealish a bit.
I think he was trying. I think he thought he played for City today somehow. And then I actually don't. To be honest with you, I thought the first half, apart from Kane, who I thought like occupied two at least Kane, and I'm gonna say this, he didn't touch the ball. He occupied two defenders. Can someone explain to me what was Foden doing on the pitch? What was his role on the pitch? He's coming in, he's passing the ball and just moving. Bro, one time, what's his name? Bellingham had the ball, looking at the diagonal ball. Do you know what Foden did? Bellingham came inside. Foden made the run inside the 18 to no one. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just come short. Get the ball. Ask for the ball again. Ask for it again. I am not slagging Foden, right? But
You kind of are.
But the problem is, I'm watching him.
Not that I have a problem with it. You could carry on slagging off Foden.
He wasn't even. I'm gonna tell you.
I told you he didn't deserve player of the season.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you guys.
This is the player of the season, yeah? Hat-trick against Brentford, player of the year.
I'm gonna tell you guys something that will surprise all of you guys, right? You guys know that Phil Foden, who played the whole game, had less passes than Saka, less passes than Rice, less passes than Jude Bellingham, and hear me out. Sorry. Saka had less passes. He completed less percentage of his passing than everyone else on the pitch, apart from Harry Kane. The Man City player, the most possession-based team around in the world, this guy completed less pass percentages than everyone on the pitch. Why?
And stayed on for 90
and by the way, he didn't create a clear-cut chance. Like,
nope.
I get that if you're Kevin De Bruyne. I get that if you're Trent creating chances, but he isn't. He isn't. So how come this guy stayed on the pitch that long? But eye test shows that today. Pass percentages shows that today. Positional on the pitch. And then they tell me, but Foden is England hope. No, he isn't. Jude Bellingham is.
He's a hindrance.
Jude Bellingham is. Saka is. I'm sorry. Today's game,
England hope my ass.
If and I'm gonna tell the last thing before the English guys come in, Rack and Andrew, right?
Because I haven't heard Rack's or Andrew's opinions on the
I'm gonna say this. People, wallahi, this is not against Man City because John Stones today looked amazing. Kyle Walker,
amazing.
That pass,
very good.
Guys. Kyle Walker today proved why he should start going forward.
He should have scored,
guys. Couple of overlaps out of this world. The overlap he did, ran 60 yards to do overlap, right? And the pass to Saka that made the goal was from him, right? But Phil Foden, I'm going to say this, is the last thing I'm going to say. Phil Foden, in this system, against a physical team, cannot play at 10. You need a Jude Bellingham who won numerous free kicks, didn't lose the ball. You cannot trust him. Guys, this is the difference between playing for Manchester City and playing for the England national team. If he was the third midfielder there, I think England would not have even had the first 30 minutes. That's my take on it.
Wow. Guys, you guys know our style. There's no red carpet. Chime in, talk to us about Foden.
Listen, you say physical, like we've got, I think, is it Denmark or Slovenia coming up? I wouldn't start. I know he's going to start, but I wouldn't start him the next game. He'd be a player I bring on. Yeah, I wouldn't start Foden.
I'm going to tell you one thing. What about Eze? Why did Eze, physical, drives with the ball? No, forget the left wing. I'm going to say Foden wasn't playing left winger, right?
Yeah.
So people won't get mad. He was playing on that left midfielder. Who does that week in, week out for Crystal Palace?
Eze,
Eze.
Week in, week out, a left-sided midfielder. Eze.
He's never... I'm convinced now Southgate is never... Eze's not getting any minutes in this tournament. I'm convinced.
Yep. Fact.
He's not getting any minutes of this in this tournament. Unless we win the next game and then he plays like he just rotates or something like that, so we've got 6 points. But I don't know what Foden... That's what I mean. We've seen it in past tournaments, right? Some of the best players don't start for their countries just because they're playing well and good. You know what I mean? It always baffled me why Deschamps always played Matuidi or he always plays like Kanate instead of Saliba or something like that.
Biggest example, Giroud.
Yeah, Giroud. Like I said, 2018, no goals in 2018. No goals, but was pivotal because he took like 2 centre-backs and made spaces. That's what Harry Kane should be doing right now. Get your goals through penalties or something like that. We don't care. Just do that. I just don't... Southgate is just not brave enough. He's just not brave enough. I'm afraid like this isn't like a shock to me. We weren't like playing like well. England weren't playing great football anyway. But I want to know what we said at half time. Was it like hang on to a 1-0 against Serbia? Don't overexert yourself. Get this. We only need 3 points really.
That's why I think it was instructions.
Yeah, that's what I think. But honestly, like I said, the way Foden stayed on the pitch and Harry Kane stayed on the pitch. It's
Joe
just
Gomez
Harry Kane's
and
always,
Eze. Joe Gomez for Trippier and Eze.
yeah.
Maybe.
Didn't bring Minu on
See-
first, brought Gallagher on first. I mean, why you want a player to keep the ball? You want the team to keep the ball, but you bring Gallagher. I don't understand. I just don't.
Conor Gallagher is such an awful player on the ball. It's unbelievable.
Hey,
It's so funny, bro. It's funny.
You know, it makes more sense to bring Gallagher on against France than it does in a game like today.
yes, bring on last 15 minutes when you're one goal up, and you just want someone to terrorize them and just chase the ball. Not when you're want to keep the ball. He makes no sense. What did he even do today when he came on, apart from run around?
Nothing.
What did he do?
Nothing.
Sorry, Rax.
No, I'm not going to be as harsh on Foden in the sense that we all know how talented he can be. I accept what Andrew says. Sometimes the best players don't always play for the national teams, or I can understand that trend logic. Ultimately, the main thing is that you produce the best 11 on the pitch. So I think there is something to be said for that. But I still think that there is a place for Phil Foden in this team, as long as he's deployed correctly, as long as you use him correctly, and as long as his best attributes are brought out. And that's the job of the manager, unfortunately. And if that doesn't happen, then yeah, of course, we need to look at other options, because I don't know whether Southgate is capable of getting the best out of him.
Who's the other options? Who?
I don't know. Whoever was going to play on that side. I mean, does what's his name play? Your guy, Windsurfer?
Oh, Palmer. We could play Gordon.
No,
He could
Palmer
play-
cannot play that role. I don't think so. He hasn't
Yeah,
I
played
want
that
to put him on the left. I want to put him on the left. He's gone.
But this England team I actually disagree with a lot of people that say this England team is not going to grow into the tournament. I actually think if they keep defensively solid like this, because by the way, they didn't allow anything other than that Vlahovic shot from 30 yards out.
No, you have to believe the signs.
Yeah, but Jordan Pickford made it look like a chance, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I believe
it's a
this
come-
England team can win all the games 1-0. They're really
No,
equipped
they
to win the
cannot.
games 1-0. They can.
No, they can't. You think they can beat France 1-0?
Yeah,
Germany 1-0?
maybe. Yeah, why not? Yes.
Habibi, Anthony
No,
Gordon that you want to bring on Cook to Kyle Walker. What do you think is Musiala going to do?
Yeah,
to
they
him?
don't defend. Then England aren't defending like Man City 1-on-1. They're defending bulk. That's different.
My
There's
issue
coverage.
with what you said is that if we drop like we did in the second half,
Conor Gallagher breaks Kylian Mbappe's leg in the first 10 minutes. I'm here for it, bro. Just take him out, bro. Just
Yeah,
take
we're
him
no
out.
longer talking football tactics anymore, to be fair.
Yes.
It's part of the football, bro. Just
Absolutely
one tackle. Kylian Mbappe, just do it. Conor
Welcome to
Gallagher,
Mortal Kombat, guys. Like and subscribe. You get me? Big up.
Kylian
Mortal
Mbappe,
Kombat.
Conor
Let's
Gallagher,
break his leg.
flying tackle.
Imagine most tactic is break his leg. Wow.
Hang on,
Wow.
it's more likely Gallagher breaks his own leg.
Once an Inter fan, always an Inter fan, eh?
Hey, exactly, bro. Exactly, bro.
Shameless.
They aren't going to
Same.
defend like this, guys. There is going to be defensive lines, and it's not going to be one-on-one defending against Kylian Mbappe or Jamal Musiala. It's not going to look
But
like
there will come a point in time where you have to one-on-one defend, Habibi. And then what?
I still think that England, that defense, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Gahey, there's Joe Gomez there. I think it can start. The Declan Rice in front.
No, I accept what you're saying. Look, could England stink the place out
Yes.
and win the tournament? That's not
Greece
beyond the
not.
realms of possibility. But how many teams have you seen that have stunk the place out that go on to win? Normally, you come unstuck somewhere along the line because you can do
It's
it.
Greece.
You can do it against the weaker teams. But when you start playing the stronger teams, someone will exploit the fact that you're
It's
stinking
only
the place out all the time.
one team, right?
Greece.
One team.
Greece.
Italy 06?
One, no,
Greece,
no,
Greece.
no, no, no.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Greece.
one team that England will play that back in the day. I'm talking that back in the 6-7 years ago, 10 years ago, right? There was plenty of teams with a lot of individual talent. This tournament, there's only one team that has that much. France. Everyone else, Jamal Musiala. Jamal. You're gonna tell me Roy Rizani? You're gonna tell me Wirtz is that guy? Who's telling me?
Yeah, but
I am sorry. There is Netherlands, Portugal, Cristiano Ronaldo up top.
I mean, the way Depay played today, he definitely ain't gonna cook no one.
So that's the problem. That's the thing, Greg. Back in the days, you were gonna stumble upon a lot of teams. Even by the way, Spain. You guys are gonna tell me Morata is gonna cook. Maybe Lamine Yamal is the guy. Nico Williams, speed. Lamine Yamal is the only danger.
Yeah, but you just said something. Yamal against Trippier. Who you fancy?
It's not gonna be Trippier only. It's gonna be double on him. It's gonna be Gay and Trippier on him. This is gonna happen, guys. You guys back in the days used to stumble against the Zidans, and then after it was the Robins, and there was a lot of players that can cook teams. Now you're facing France, the only team. Dembele side, you know what I mean? The other side is
but if you want to win this tournament, you're gonna have to face France at the point in time.
But teams these days are much less reliant on individual brilliance.
Yes.
Teams these days are formed around the team
around systems, right?
Yeah, around systems.
That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
I'm saying, Rak, it's the other way. It's the other way around. So that's why a system, again, it's a system instead of individual brilliance.
But the problem is, I don't think England have a system. I think England are pretty shit, and it's not a system. It's a lack of a system, if anything.
Exactly.
This is
He changed it with 2 games to go in the tournament. That's what he did.
Like
he changed everything with 2 games to go. That's what he did.
Yeah, it's
Everything.
like Spain yesterday.
Problem.
Spain yesterday in the first half, they looked like a really good team. Like I watched it back today, they looked like a really good team. Second half, they took their foot off the pedal because they didn't have to go for it really. But that was an impression. Germany against Scotland. I think that's a little bit maybe. You don't.
Well, Italy,
they've got quality players. Italy didn't get to last World Cup, but in the Euros they seated 4 years ago, they were very good. They were the favourites going into the final, and every game. I mean, if you talk about a team that played well in every single game in the last Euros, Italy were exceptional throughout. I don't see that level of quality in England in terms of what they produce on the pitch.
Yeah, but the players are very talented.
That's a very high voice note. What the hell are you talking about?
Like every time we say we have the most talented team in the world. England has the most talented
Big
team
up
in
the voice
world.
crack unnecessarily as well.
By the way, Foden today was supposed to be the Musiala of England, right? He was supposed to be.
You have a City agenda, Mo.
I do. A little. I don't.
Coming from you.
But at least I admit it. You know, that's the difference. At least I admit it.
Oh, so yeah, it's okay if you, there's no problem.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay if you say, yes, I smoke, but it's not okay if you smoke it behind your parents.
No, I don't think he has a City agenda. I think he has a Phil Foden. It's not even agenda. It's just.
It's actually the other way around, guys. It's actually the other way around. It's not that I have a City agenda. It's the other way around. I think Pep is a genius.
It has an agenda on you.
That's why. No. That's why everyone at his team look good. But you take them out of that team, they look good. They look just okay. They look like a good player, but not exceptional, like what we think they are. They don't look exceptional. None of them look.
By the way, yeah, just so you know, Palmer didn't get a single minute, and Reece James is sweeping basketball courts. Big up, though. Anyway, carry on, Mo. You were saying?
Thing with Bellingham, by the way, I don't understand this thing with Bellingham.
Because Ziad wants to force this thing that Bellingham is some sort of GA merchant who has no ability whatsoever. It's like a sickness. I have no idea what the hell he watches football or something. I have no idea, no other explanation, to be honest.
By the way, today's game, Bellingham, this is Bellingham as a player. He doesn't have to do that Real Madrid because of the midfield they have. Okay? But this is what Bellingham was doing for Dortmund. You know what I mean? That was both sides of the game. That's why he's brilliant at it. He's brilliant. I don't get this. He's not. I heard Mo say it. He's a number 10, but he's not looking to do tricks or flicks or something like that. It's just straightforward. Pass here, shoot here. It's like a little bit watered down version of what Thomas Müller used to do. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of 10 Bellingham is. He's that type of 10, not your creative spark or something like that. But he can do it if he wants to. But he was all over that pitch today. He was brilliant, not selfish like Hamza tried
selfish
to say.
what, bro? Do you think Jude Bellingham is sitting there looking at Foden and thinking, I'm not going to win? It's 5-a-side team. with like friends and stuff. What's the thing? With the five-a-side team, he's choosing not to pass to Foden. Come on, just give me
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway,
Was it?
wanna go-
Treating him
Anyway,
like-
before we move on to the Netherlands game, I want to shame everyone in the chat because this has been an absolutely incredible, match reaction so far. Because there's 730 people watching, and we just got 200 likes, guys. Copa America hasn't started yet. Stop moving like a bunch of Luis Diaz's in the chat. You get me? All this dribble. Hit the like button. Close your live chat. I will give you one more tutorial. Let's get to 300 likes right now. We're also 70 subscribers away from 5.9k. I know there's 70 of you who haven't liked yet. I know there's 70 of you who haven't subscribed yet. Please do hit the subscribe button and like right here, right now. This very second, please hit the like button and subscribe. I want you to hit this X button, hit this like button right here. See? 211 likes. 729 people watching. Nah, that's some, that's some really bad conversion rate.
That's some Foden pass rate, that is, man. What are we doing?
Fact.
You know what I mean?
Southgate got this style of play from the deepest depth of Jahannam. How do you play like that with all those players at your disposal? And this was the point me and Rax made earlier on tomorrow. Yes, the names on paper were like, whoa, but the style was like, that's the difference, It was like, whoa, names, shit performance. It just didn't.
Yeah, just
It's
names.
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 Just names.
Everyone has names. Just give me a break, bro.
Robert, Chelsea Avi, of course, says, talk about the Trent Alexander-Arnold stinker. And there you are. And there you are. This is exactly why I love Andrew, but he knows he fights his own fan base for a reason. Reece James is sweeping floors, my brother. How are you sat here talking about Trent having stinkers? Bro, like at least Trent tried. He took risks. Big up to General.
Sam, you know that Reece James pitch. The devil in me said, if you get injured one more time, that's your future. Right there. When he was sweeping about.
Oh, wow.
That's his future. If he gets one more long-term injury, that's it. He can sweep the dressing room at Coleman. That's what he could do.
Big up my guy Jelno says Husam providing zero evidence to back up his point of this is why Saka's so much better than Palmer. Different players, top players, bitter. You know who would be bitter? Let me give you an example of someone who would be bitter. If you're a Spurs fan, you'd be really bitter. If you're like someone like that, you'd be really better. My brother, respectfully, I employ Mo Salah. Why the hell would I be bitter of any right winger in world football? I'm not even bitter of Rodrigo to be bitter of Palmer or any of these guys. Habibi, I have Salah. Why I will be bitter? Most big chances created in the league, goals and assists galore over the last 6-7 years. Me bitter? There's nothing to be bitter about. The facts just don't care about your feelings. Also laughable that Mo and Husam keep saying Palmer had more space than Saka last season without providing a shred of evidence to prove it. Please do. I
have a big evidence. I can see when you probably can't.
Shout out
see
Hamza.
and you need glasses. I can see right
See
here.
Hamza. This is what Hamza does every time.
And
Look at him.
my friend, you really can't see. I can see, and you can't. Listen, I'm here. I can see you. I can see Rak, Andrew, and I can see Husam.
Arsenal played against a low block every single week, and the left back and the left midfielder doubled up on Saka every single week. No one gave Chelsea that respect because you were like mid-table for 90% of the season, and you finished 6th at the end of it. So Brentford didn't pull up to Stamford Bridge thinking, oh shit, we're going to have to park the bus and pray today. That's what they pulled up to the Emirates thinking. They definitely didn't pull up to the Stamford Bridge thinking that. So it's just kind of logic. And this is no insult towards Palmer. It's just styles. So if I drop Mo Salah into Chelsea, the way that you were playing this season, he become your best forward because all the space given to Mo Salah to operate. Good night, brother. Good night.
I think you dropped Kulusevski in it, it probably would have been. But anyway, that was the point, though. If we round it back to Saka today.
You've been hanging around Jacob too much.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
Doing Spurs prop now, you have to apologize.
Another thing that Southgate failed at is when Serbia started double-team Saka and he took him out the game, he didn't do anything to change it. Saka, like I said, Saka was going across the left to try and get the ball. That was the game today. They took Saka out. That was his great tactic. They took Saka out. Only took him. So that's it now. All the other coaches watching the game are going, let's just double team Saka. They have got nothing on the left whatsoever. What they're going to do. That's it.
Hey, it's just yeah. Gilno, I don't know why Gilno is always mad at me. Like, we actually make really valid points. It's not an insult, my brother. You get me? You just take a chill pill. And also, I like how Ziyad posts this. Chat right now, one word, no life story, Bellingham or Foden. Okay, chat, let's play his game. Do you think Bellingham or Foden? Guys, give me one word answer, please. You know, the La Liga player of the season who turns up every single time, or, you know, the Premier League player of the season who scores a hat-trick against Brentford, you know. But yeah, big up to you, though. Nice try. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe, guys. Let's get to 300 likes as we're live. Make sure guys are liking the video as well. Go subscribe to Footy Judge Mo, subscribe to This Is Football. Rax's Twitter is in the description. Go follow him. And Winter Surfer, Casual FC is in the description. Go subscribe as well. So, next up, the Netherlands is who we're going to be talking about. You get
How
me?
the mighty have fallen, wallah.
You know, let our guests
we
speak.
we all knew, before they speak, we all knew Netherlands back in the days with the Bergkamps, the Overmarses, you know what I mean, the Schneiders, the Robins. Now we know them by Nathan Ake, Virgil van Dijk. You know what I mean? This is, if you mention anybody, the Netherlands go like, oh, Virgil van Dijk, fantastic defender. Yeah, they had Coleman. Back in the days, they had Van Basten, Ruud Gullit. These are the Netherlands, you know what I mean? Holland. But now it's Van Dijk. Amazing. Steven de Vrij winning the league with Inter. And Nathan Ake, the left back. Going forward, Memphis Depay, Xavi Simons. This is it. Reinders plays for AC Milan. No one has ever heard of the guy, right? Before. Cody Gakpo on the bench all season for Liverpool. Right? It's not even Dirk Howard, bro. Like Dirk Howard used to start every game. Right? It's not even like Cody Gakpo.
Oh, that's it. Not even Dirk Howard. That's crazy.
No, it's not even Dirk Howard, bro. Dirk Howard used to start every game. Dirk Howard used to be scary, bro. That guy that sneaks in, you find him in the 18, bang, he scores. Cody Gakpo, yes, he was good today because everyone around him is so average. It's unbelievable, bro. It's so average. As a team, it's an average. Denzel Dumfries, right back.
This is another team that need to fire their manager, by the way.
Give me a break. Denzel Dumfries, bro. He plays for my club. I am like, what is this, bro? Where is the Netherlands? Where is Holland? Where is Ronald de Boer? Where is Frank de Boer? Where is Van Bommel? What are these guys?
I'm convinced.
Van Bommel? Bloody hell.
I'm
what
convinced.
are the guys that, you stamp on the pitch? You're scared, bro. Like the midfield, De Jong, Van Bommel. Frank, you remember Frank de Boer used to step up from the defense with the ball in the left foot?
Davids, all these masters.
Where are these guys? Where did they go?
And Broncos. But here's the thing. I'm convinced that no one watches Holland until they reach a tournament. I'm convinced no one watches them. They always make them favourites. The last good players that Holland have were in 2014. And that team stunk up the tournament after they beat Spain 5-1. They were crap. And the Sam knows this. They were in one of the worst World Cup semi-final games I've ever witnessed in my life. I had Ryan in my DMs today telling me that game was one of the best chess matches of tactics he's ever seen in his life. And I wanted to punch his jaw off for him saying that to me. You know what I mean? But
I want to punch it regardless.
Memphis Depay is one of my favourite free comps players with Ousmane Dembele and João Felix. One of the three best comp players. The fact that
talk
this
about
man
it, please, Andrew, because I can't talk about it. I just
the way he was wearing a headband. He was wearing a headband like he was Allen Iverson. And that's an NBA player, by the way. Like he was Allen Iverson, but he's more like Isaiah Thomas. That's an NBA reference right there. Not the good Isaiah Thomas, the other Isaiah Thomas.
Celtics Isaiah Thomas.
He's 29 as well. I couldn't believe. I thought he was older. It's just that he's been around for long. I thought that guy in midfield that I had never heard of him before. I think he plays for Man. I called him Reindeer all throughout the watch along with Flores. I didn't know his name.
I know him because he plays for Milan. And
yeah, I didn't know his name. Honestly, you had Gakpo. I mean, Gakpo, yeah, he's put a deflected goal, fine, whatever. Van Dijk's shot, I thought he was going to get his chain back after the goal that they conceded when he hit that volley. I thought, bloody hell.
That was a great volley as well. Great save by Szczesny.
I think Poland should have definitely got a draw today. I think that would have been a fairer result, but Holland are just one of these teams that are only favoured through name only. No one watches them at all. They just arrive at a tournament. No one checks their form or the players that they have. They just go Netherlands semi-finals like that. I'm convinced of it. That's all they check. But look at this team. He didn't even bring Xerxes.
Netherlands, Johan Cruyff, Marco van Basten, Definite semi-final.
He-
Makes no
He
sense.
had to resort to bringing a Burnley striker on to score him a winner today in Vegas.
And he scored. That's the scary part.
Yes, he scored as
Good
well.
finish, though. Good finish. Good finish.
Good finish, but honestly, the Netherlands, I mean, they're just that. By the way, I think the Netherlands demonstrated what football might be for the next 2 or 3 years without a striker. That type of football. Do you know what I mean? Where there's no striker now, and it's just pass, pretty stuff here. Maybe take a shot, do something, but don't do anything. I mean, they stunk for the last 10 years. The Netherlands, like Mo said. No, I used to watch Edgar Davids, Clarence Seedorf, and now I'm watching this reindeer guy on this another blonde guy next to him. I don't even know who he is and all that. Because Frankie de Jong's not there anymore. Honestly,
Like
even Frankie de Jong is not there. Even the guy that can get it.
Coop Minus is not there. At least I was looking forward to watching Coop Minus, but he's not there as well. Honestly, the only good thing about Holland is the orange wall in the crowd when they score and it jumps up.
The jersey looks good, though. The jersey looks so good.
Why didn't they play an orange today?
Like that, we're talking about the jersey.
Like the blue one is so
like
good.
that, we're talking about the jersey. Tells you all you need to know. That's just
to be honest, like the jersey look all right, you know.
Yeah, other jersey. Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Is this the Jersey channel now?
That's the good thing about them.
Look, on a positive note, I did think Xavi Simons had a few nice touches. He showed a little bit of some silky skills here and there. Like we are kind of a little bit scraping the bottom of the barrel, but
yes,
but
yes, you are.
That was the most that and Depay's headband were the most eye-catching things about the whole game.
Rax, he had number 10 on it. Did you see it? He did not just a normal headband. He had number 10 on it. He had his own number.
Just in case he got it confused with all the other headbands that players are wearing. You see.
First of all, I thought he was had a head injury, like from another game. That's why he's wearing a headband. But then he's wearing it like he's the great Roger Federer in a Wimbledon final or something like that. This guy, honestly, he's one of the most overrated players.
Fact.
He's a great comps player. He's one of the greatest comps players there ever is. Him, Dembele, and João Felix, the greatest comp players there ever is. He's a free agent now as well, right? He left Atletico Madrid. He had great touches today. Great, but what else did he do? I mean, he messed up.
Like a Kanye West song playing in the background as well, always.
Right.
Usually.
Remember that in the first half, that Ake pass where he sort of touched it down. He should have volleyed it probably straight away, but he probably doesn't have the talent to do so. But then he just scuffed it apart. Honestly, if you're relying on Memphis Depay to win you a tournament, just pack your bags right now. I'm saying.
By the way, that's another team that's suffering from a shit manager. Speaking of Southgate, Coleman.
You didn't bring Xerxes on.
I hate managers with an ego that are so stubborn.
Yeah.
So stubborn for no reason whatsoever. You know, Coleman today, he was doing watch along. He was not like, it's not like he was the manager and he could influence the game. He was doing watch along like I was on this football. He was just sat there going like, oh yeah, I'm not going to change anything, even though we're crap. You know, if I made my mother watch that game, she would have taken off Depay. If I'd made my mom, who only watches the Jordanian national team, she would have took off Depay, bro. That's how shit he was. Memphis Depay did his best impersonation of like Darwin Núñez today. I was calling him Darwin Depay the whole stream.
Did you see the way he struck the ball when it was wide open, the goal in front of him?
Bro, I was actually frustrated because Gakpo created him like 2-3 chances and he just missed every single one of them. Dumfries as well. Dumfries as well, such a weakness. Like this Dutch team cannot scare anyone. Coleman is the reason why Netherlands won't win anything. And it's the same thing with England. Today is an indicator of why a good manager is actually important in these competitions.
Inshallah, he will go to Manchester United. Inshallah.
Ooh, Ronald Koeman at Man United. Hey, I'll sign up. Give me.
Inshallah.
Oh, Southgate. I'll sign that up too. Give me the paper.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to give Ten Hag the first few games. He's going to do terrible. And then in comes Gareth Southgate to save the day. I'm ready for it, man. I'm so ready for it.
But are we sitting here in 2024 really thinking that there's no Dutch strikers? They haven't produced a proper Dutch striker for like 10 years. I can't.
They really haven't.
They haven't produced a Dutch striker since Van Persie. There's no one. He didn't bring Xerxes on today. I know he's not an out-and-out striker, but he didn't bring him on. But that bringing Weghorst on, and he scored a good goal, but it was a deflected cross or pass. But just Netherlands, they just stink. They're just going to bore their way to like semi-final or something. I just know it. They're going to bore their way. They're going to win like 2 penalty shootouts and a knockout to get to the semi-finals. They're just trash. They're just rubbish. Honestly, rubbish. Oh, if England play them in the knockout game, I might not watch. I might just go.
That'll be the most boring game in Euro history.
God, that might top
Whoever scored
Argentina.
first will just park the bus and then good luck after that.
Yeah, that would be it. Oh my God, Poland should have got something today. I'm sorry, they should have got something out of that game today.
Mo, anything you want to say on Netherlands before we just?
No, the Netherlands are dead, bro. Dead football team. There's only the saving us is one at the back line. Dead. Nathan Ake, Cody Gakpo.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
If their strength is the back line, why don't they just park the bus?
Because you try to ask Reinders, try to ask Cody Gakpo, Memphis Depay, Xavi Simons to drop deep. Are you mad? Are you mad? Imagine Coleman sitting in the lecture saying, Memphis Depay, you're going to be behind the midfield. Xavi Simons, you're going to be behind the midfield.
I dropped Depay, obviously.
You will look at him like, are you crazy? We're not doing this.
I would drop Depay. I would.
And by the way, Xavi Simons is the only quick guy. That's it. Cody Gakpo is not quick. Memphis Depay is not quick.
We all know that.
So that's the thing. On the transition, what are they gonna do? They have
counter-attack at Old Trafford is still happening. That's how slow he is.
Bro,
they have to pre-plan the counter-attack.
This team is a team that has to hold the ball. They have to have the ball. Otherwise, what is gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? Reinders is gonna dribble 5 guys around in the midfield. It's not gonna happen.
That Rangers guy dropped a stinker today.
Bro. They had 2 guys in the midfield. Koop Minor was supposed to be there, and De Jong was supposed to be there. These 2 guys of PSV, they are like, why are we here? We're supposed to be
planning their summer holiday.
We're supposed to be on a holiday. Why are we here starting for the Netherlands in the Euros? It was crazy, bro. Bro, bring this guy Xerxes or whatever from Superman, from Man of Steel.
I wanted them to bring on Xerxes, even Bergwijn. By the way, Daniel Malen, when he came on, showed a few good touches. Sometimes you need something different. But the fact that he took off Simons and kept on Depay shows me exactly why Coleman is not going to win shit this tournament. If we get a final of Netherlands-England, it's time to lock it off. I'll stop doing football content. Big up to Todd Bowley's account who says, Husam, you have 0 ball knowledge. Salah's a poor man's Hazard. Quit your Chelsea agenda and heal from your Lavia and Caicedo trauma. And I love how he ends all that with Eid Mubarak. And you know what? Out of respect to your super chat, I'm just going to say Eid Mubarak and keep it stepping.
Eid Mubarak to you too.
Yeah, Eid Mubarak to you too as well, brother. Big up, man. Big up. Let's not pretend Salah hasn't shown signs of decline, isn't nearing the end of his career. Palmer was better than all of your attackers last year. No, he was not. No, he was not, because Palmer's not better than Salah, brother. He really isn't. Like, if I give Salah to Chelsea, he would be your best forward. The reality is, at Liverpool this season, Mo Salah is not the reason why we didn't win the league. It was the other 2. And the fact that he has the most big chances created in the league. I mean, a Darwin Núñez missed comp is a Salah creation comp. And Luis Diaz comp is also a Salah creation comp. So let's not go there.
Right now. I just want to say this right now as a Chelsea fan. If Palmer can have 25% of Salah's output, then I'm a happy man. Okay?
Yeah.
Palmer is 21 and had his first season. He can improve. And stop comparing Salah and Hazard, because I tweeted out weeks ago, if you're doing a team of the Premier League, you don't have to debate Hazard and Salah because they played on opposite wings. So you can have them both in the same team. They didn't play in the same, they played like 2 seasons crossover, where Salah was good in one, in my opinion, and Hazard was good in his last season, better. And just leave it like that. It's a pointless conversation. I will never have a Hazard-Salah debate ever again. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless.
I'll just give you a quick piece of trivia. This back when I used to do spaces. I'm such an asshole, but I own it. You know, back when I used to do spaces, I walked into a Chelsea space. There were 11 people, and they were doing Hazard-Salah debate. And I was like, you know what, you guys, you're right. Hazard is better than Mo because of all the ability, and he's better technically and all this. and 10 minutes of agreement on shitting on Mo Salah. I was like, by the way, guys, just out of curiosity, who's better, Gerrard or Lampard? All the Chelsea fans are like start stuttering, start battle rapping. You get me? Just battle. Don't have a, you know, their brain malfunctioned. I'm like, okay, so you did all this ability thing for a forward, and you can't do it for a midfielder. So like, it's just, can you make it make sense, brother, please?
Pointless. That's another pointless conversation as well.
They start speaking about goal scoring as soon as they get to Lampard. I'm like, bro, why can't we do goal scoring for a forward? It's just like, yeah, let's not do that. So listen, it is what it is. Both of them are fantastic.
You should aim to be like Salah. That's a great thing. Aim to be like Salah.
Yeah. Top three wingers in the Premier League history. This is
yeah.
There's only one winger in Premier League history who and you know, it pains me to say this, how much I love Mo, but I think Ronaldo was better than both. Ronaldo in the Premier League was just some next level shit. Like, he had the streets by the balls as well. You know, the free kicks, everything he did. I'd still take Ronaldo, like, to this second, because he won a Ballon d'Or as well. Now, this is likely not going to happen, but if Salah somehow wins a Ballon d'Or at Liverpool, maybe that changes the conversation. But other than that, right now, as things stand, I'd probably put Ronaldo number one, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Do you guys want to talk Slovenia, Denmark, or do you just want to end the stream, Mo?
No, just please.
It's more entertaining than England.
You want to end the stream, Mo?
Yes, I gotta start my. I'm not gonna stay here forever.
Okay, you know what? There's no need to talk Slovenia.
We should go through every key point of the game.
Just about Denmark, seeing as I used to live there, is a bit of obviously a disappointing result, because they weren't playing anyone who were particularly good, and ultimately they didn't show enough balls. You know, they were 1-0 up. They had the opportunity to take the game by the scruff of the neck. They decided to retreat into their own shell, and then ultimately they paid for it. What's his name? Sesko hit the bar just before they scored, and that should have been enough for a warning sign. Even before that, territorially, Slovenia had been in it, and ultimately they paid the price.
He had a couple of chances, didn't he? Half chances.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, just a quick 30-second recap for me, because today is the day of the manager. Today is the day of the manager. Today is the day of the managers. Today is the day of the managers. Slovenia's manager sat there, watched Hungary, Switzerland, and thought, you know what? I'm going to treat Denmark like they're Brazil from 1970s. Like, I'm going to treat them like Germany from 1970s and play so defensive. As soon as Slovenia came out to play football, they cooked the shit out of Denmark. They cooked the shit out of them. And this is my thing. There's something called respecting the opposition, and then there's something called over-respecting the opposition. When you're Slovenia taking on Denmark, respectfully, all of us here, everyone in the chat, we look at Slovenia and Denmark as similar level. You know, it's not like you're sat here, oh my God, Denmark are so clear of Slovenia, or vice versa. You're like, you know what, they're similar level teams, you know. You could see any of those teams finishing second or third in the group. It's not like Germany, Scotland. And Hungary did the same thing to Switzerland, just gave them so much respect and just decided to go all out defensive. And this is where you have to learn your lessons, and you have to learn from other people's mistakes. At the end of the day, Slovenia, for me, missed out on a chance because they had Sesko, who was extremely quick. They could have just let him run in behind those three slow-ass Danish centre-backs, and it would have been game, set, and match. If Denmark come up against France, remember this right now, France will beat Denmark by 5 goals just by running in behind, because the Vestergaard, Christensen, Andersen, Vestergaard, and Christensen is a recipe for disaster when it comes to pace. I think Darwin Núñez would have a field day, and everyone knows my thoughts on him, so let's not even go there. But anyway, listen, on that note, big up to all of you guys. Make sure you guys go stay on the stream, because it will redirect you to Footy Judge Mo, who just started the stream right now. Make sure you guys are slapping the like button. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Jill, no, despite our differences, thank you so much for supporting the channel with the super chat. Big up to Todd Bowley's accountant, Robert, and the Red Line of Teranga. Big up to every single one of you guys. Please do slap the like button. Do subscribe to MHF if you're ready to do so. This is Football and Footy Judge Mo are both in the description. Go subscribe to both channels. Subscribe to Casual FC so you can catch more of Andrew. Rax is everywhere. We're going to get him more involved, you get me? Because he is right. He's actually more positive. And I don't know why I don't message him more often, because I'm an idiot. So I need to get Rax more involved. You get me? So Raxing1 on Twitter. It's in the description as well. Go follow him. Love you all. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow, inshallah, after France. Toodles. Toodles.